Event 8 is the bike repeater presented by the U.S. Army. 10 rounds of that 440-meter bike sprint and that one legless rope climb. For more on the bikes that the men will be riding, let's go down to Nikki Brazier.
And these athletes behind me are really about to put their fitness to the test outside of the gym. They'll be on these bikes that you see right here. A couple things to note. These are hybrid bikes, so they're kind of halfway between the thickness and grippiness you see from a mountain bike tire and the fat tires you see that typically hit the road. The tread here, not very big, so the athletes will have to deal with that as they're heading down the field of play. The other thing is they'll have to turn around with the bikes in the end. And they're not particularly light, about 30 pounds just underneath, so we'll see how they tackle this here in this event.
We're underway, Event 8, the bike repeater presented by the U.S. Army. And Bill, same keys for this round as we saw for the women.
The devil is in the details. We saw so many transitions. We have to deal with gear changes. We have to deal with moving around that cone and setting that bike back down. Then we have the rope climb that you have to contend with. So there's a lot of movements, a lot of pieces that you can waste a lot of time. Now, we haven't seen anyone throw a chain yet, but that's definitely been something that the course directors were talking about. Also, it's all about the bike. I really think that since you're going to be spending so much time on the bike, you really can make up or break your race on this bike, depending if you come out too early. Now, we see Justin Medeiros out there nice and hot. I'm wondering if that's just the youth trying to get the best of him, and he's trying to try to rabbit some of those rest of those guys out of their comfort zone.
Medeiros in the lead. He has no shirt on. He's on the left side of your screen. Sam Kwan is on the far left. And now Matt Fraser in the leader's jersey, dead even with Medeiros. The two of them quickly to the rope. Great transition for both of the athletes. Fraser makes the touch. He is done with round one. Medeiros made the touch as well. They are both done. Medeiros back on the bike just ahead of Matt Fraser. Noah Olson is in that race as well, but it is Justin Medeiros barely ahead by about a tire on Matt Fraser. But now Fraser starting to close that gap, as is Noah Olson.
Now, I do see that it looks like Matt Fraser's gearing is a little bit low. You can see his feet are moving around a little bit faster than everyone else's. He's not making a whole lot of distance, which allows me to say that he's taking a smaller gear. But you have to be careful about getting out too early, getting out too hard too early. We saw a lot of how it affected the women, where some of them would start to shut down if they didn't have the capacity, someone like Tia. But these men, they know how important this race is, so they are going to get aggressive. And we're just going to be able to see who has that capacity to be able to hold on.
Fraser now in the lead, Medeiros in second, and then it's Olson, Quant, and Adler basically tied for third now, but Sam Quant starting to pull ahead of that race as Noah Olson finds himself back in fifth on the left side of your screen. Fraser opening up a lead on Justin Medeiros.
And we saw a little bit of that cat and mouse game between Fraser and Medeiros in the long run. I wonder if we're kind of see that same type of thing now, where Matt looks like he's saying, come and catch me, kid. See what you got.
Well, the two of them made the touch at exactly the same time, and they will get back to the bike at the same time. And Medeiros is out front, but we'll see how long that lasts as Fraser with two pedals is now right back in front.
I can't say it enough for Justin Medeiros. I love the fact that he is attacking and he's making Matt have to push. Now, Matt hasn't been in jeopardy at any point, but it's fun to see someone actually taking an aggressive shot at him instead of just shooting for second.
On that last round, Matt Fraser had the fastest time. He completed that circuit in 1 minute, 16.10 seconds. Noah Olson was only 1.1 seconds behind him. So that's how close this race is right now. Fraser in the lead. Medeiros is in second. They are in round 3 of 10 right now. 440 meters on the bike and one legless rope climb, again inspired by that regional workout that we saw back in 2014.
Look at the way Matt's tucking those elbows in, trying to be a little bit more aerodynamic. You see Justin Medeiros on the left-hand side of your screen. Elbows are really wide, so that's blocking a lot of wind here. Matt using a little bit of that triathlon training he's been doing.
Fraser back for round 3, and here comes Medeiros. Fraser makes the touch. He's done with round 3. Medeiros makes the touch, and now on to round 4. 20 scored repetitions in this event. The leader's name will be highlighted in the blue box. The number next to him in the white box will indicate how many repetitions he has completed. So Matt Fraser done with 6 of the 20 scored repetitions. The bike counts as 1, the rope counts as 1. And now Fraser widening his lead over Justin Medeiros. Important thing for Justin Medeiros is that he came in with a 20-point deficit to make up on Noah Olson for second place overall. So Medeiros is doing what he needs to do in order to erase that deficit, and he's getting some help in the process.
And he looks great while he's doing it. Look at that little drift slide around the cone. He just looks like a kid having some fun out there, just going for the races. What I like about this setup is you don't have to waste time looking back and forth. Because you have to make that turn, you go right back against the field. You get to see exactly where everyone is. So everybody knows exactly how far either distance they're making up or having to catch on someone.
Fraser keeping up a great pace on the bike. He will make the touch. Fraser remains in the lead. Meanwhile, Noah Olson, who came in second place overall, just 20 points up on Justin Medeiros, is in fifth. So Medeiros can make up 60 points on Noah Olson if this holds.
And it's crazy. I mean, look at Noah. It's not like he isn't running in between transitions or isn't really moving or isn't even attacking the bike. He's just not going as fast as Justin and Matt are up in that lead. I mean, if we had the camera just on Noah alone, you'd be thinking he was flying.
Matt Fraser is pedaling the wheels off that bike right now, and he is in round 5 of 10. And here comes Noah Olson, who is in 5th place, looking to make up some ground. And you're going to see Matt Fraser on the way back here in a second, as the 4-time defending champion has basically led throughout this event, looking to pick up his 7th win in 8 events.
This really is a great race between Fraser and Medeiros. Medeiros is just not letting up. He's trying to hang on and keep pressuring as much as he can, but Matt is just relentless in his tempo. I mean, the speed that he is going up and down that rope and the way he is really throttling on that bike is just incredible.
Fraser back on the bike now. He is halfway through. This is round 6 of 10. Through 10 of the 20 scored repetitions, Justin Medeiros solidly in 2nd place. Jeffrey Adler has moved into 3rd. And Adler came in 4th place overall. He was 35 points back of Noah Olson. So he can erase that deficit if he holds himself in 3rd place and Olson remains in 5th.
You know, and with the way Jeff is moving right now, you would think he would be further back. He just looks like he's very relaxed on this bike, but he's not very far behind Medeiros at all. So he is still in the mix. And I think if he, here we are coming down towards the last half of this event, or getting into the second half of this event, really start to put some energy, some power into that bike so you can really get it moving.
Matt Fraser in the lead on the left. Justin Medeiros, he is in 2nd place. Medeiros trying to move ahead of Noah Olson in the overall standings. Medeiros right now 3rd place overall. Fraser back to the rope to close out round 6. So 4 rounds remain for Medeiros and Fraser. Noah Olson, 2nd place overall with 345 points, but right now in last place that would only be worth 15 points. So if Medeiros finishes in 2nd, he would earn 75. That's a 60-point difference. So we talked about it. Those big point deficits can get erased in a hurry.
And the fact that the leaderboard just constantly flips like that, it just makes it that every event is that important. You cannot afford to have a bad event.
Well, Matt Fraser now can maybe dial back a bit as he is continuing to widen his lead. And Jeffrey Adler, meanwhile, on the right of your screen is starting to push Justin Medeiros for 2nd place.
And I think maybe that, again, there is a pacing element to this event. You are on the bike for a long period of time, so if you can pace it but keep yourself right in the mix, you're going to be able to save it for that back half. Looks like Jeff is doing just that. Medeiros was really trying to keep that tempo with Matt, try to sit on his shoulder the whole time. Matt just ran the energy out of him, which allowed Jeff to kind of make up that move.
Fraser is done now with round 7 as Adler and Medeiros are fighting for 2nd place overall, and Adler has certainly picked up the pace here in the back half of this event, and he and Medeiros essentially neck and neck as Sam Quant, you just saw him pass on the right side of your screen. He is in 4th place. Noah Olson is in 5th. Points table breaks down like this: 100 for first, and then a 25-point difference between first and second, and then 20 points separate the competitors after that. So winning an event is weighted a little more heavily.
Matt
Fraser makes the turn.
A little slower on that turn, too. So I think he's realizing that it's like, okay, I have a nice, comfortable position, but Jeff Adler seems to have some fire on the right-hand side of your screen, the yellow shorts. Has a little bit of fire under his shorts. He's making that move, and I really like to see that with him. Seems like he's been like so, I don't know, kind of just too easy, and I wanted him to get aggressive, and he's doing it.
Matt Fraser continues to attack this course. Looking to close out round 8 of 10. 20 scored repetitions right now through 14. Once he hops off the bike, that'll be 15. The rope climb will be 16. Fraser's done. And now on to round 9.
Ooh.
And Jeffrey Adler is starting to push Matt Fraser. So Adler has overtaken Medeiros for second and now trying to reel in Matt Fraser. And Fraser hasn't been this close to another competitor since this event started.
So here's the thing. Has Matt been kind of putting the brakes on a little bit, just kind of relaxing a little bit, being able to conserve a little bit of energy going into this last one while Jeff is really pushing? We're going to have to be able to see in that final round.
Fraser makes the turn. Adler right behind him. But it's Matt Fraser on those transitions. He seems to really get back up to full speed a lot more quickly than anybody else. This is round 9 of 10. So Adler running out of time here to close the gap on Matt Fraser. But he is staying close.
Look at that. Oh, Jeff should be getting fired up right now. Look at that. All right, Matt made the look.
Matt finally looked over at him. And now the race is on here in event 8 of 12. Fraser to the rope at the same time as Jeff Adler. Adler makes the touch, and now it's Adler who is in the lead. But Matt Fraser, again, has been so solid on the transitions. Look for him to make up some ground here. So Jeff Adler now, first place in the event, trying to hold off Matt Fraser, who is really leaning into that handlebar. And here comes Matt Fraser. He has regained the lead from Jeff Adler, but not by much. Remember, this is about where they stood going into the turn on the last round, and Adler was able to get the rope climb done first. Fraser makes the turn for the final time. Now Adler back to the rope for one more legless rope climb. Can Matt Fraser hang on?
Yeah, Matt's getting after it. You saw that look, and he's really leaning in. Look at him go.
Matt Fraser found another gear here, and he is ahead of Jeff Adler, but Adler doing himself a huge favor, 4th place overall, 35 points back of Noah Olson, so Adler could find himself in the top 3. Fraser to the rope first. Fraser makes the touch, and Matt Fraser wins again, his 7th event win of Stage 2 of the 2020 Reebok CrossFit Games, and Jeff Adler will finish second, and he congratulates Matt Fraser. A great race and a great effort from Jeff Adler to make that thing exciting at the end.
That was a beautiful race by Jeff Adler, and I think not only point-wise did he need that, confidence-wise he needed it. That was huge for him.
Here's Medeiros, who's trying to hang on to 3rd place overall. So Medeiros is in. Medeiros will pick up 55 points as Sam Quant is going to finish in 4th, and that's big for both Medeiros and Adler because that's taking more points from Noah Olson, the man who sat in 2nd place overall coming into this event. Quant is in, and he will take 4th. And now Noah Olson will finish in 5th and earn 15 points, and once again, the overall leaderboard is going to look a lot different than it did coming in.
It's almost comical how much flip-flop there is. How you can bounce so much up and down so many different times. But I mean, that's kind of the nature of the game when you only have 5 athletes. I mean, you can only go so high or so low.
Olson's back to the rope, and you may have heard Matt Fraser say it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that he didn't realize that he and Jeffrey Adler were on the same round until the last round.
Pays to be on the outside sometimes.
Matt Fraser is not used to people being that close to him that late in an event. But 26th career event win for Matt Fraser, the 7th of this competition. Jeffrey Adler, an impressive performance for him.
Yeah, Jeff, we heard Matt telling you that he didn't realize that you were coming right up on him until the end there. How and when were you able to kick it up a notch to really catch up?
By round 8, and then on the 9th round, I actually passed him a little bit, and then I knew it would be a sprint on the 10th, and he went hard. I couldn't keep up, but I did try. That was my max. I was thinking maybe I could catch him just enough so I can go faster up the rope, because I'm pretty quick at going up a rope. But yeah, that was unexpected. I thought I would not finish in the top 3.
Why? Why is that?
It's the bike, like it's unknown. I don't practice the bike as much. So I was like, well, and usually bike workouts, like assault bike, C2 bike, whatever bike, I'm not super good in them. So I was like, maybe I'll just get 5th on this one, but 2nd is good.
Sure. Now, earlier on with the snatches, and we heard you call your shot yesterday, didn't quite go the way that you wanted it to, but I mean, you gave your full effort there as well. How are you feeling after that event?
Well, actually now it feels good, because this morning, like the toes to bar and lunges, I expected what happened, and I was bummed out after that, because I have been working a lot on those kinds of movements, but I mean, I'm way better at snatches than toes to bar. So after the snatches, it felt good, 2nd place, and now 2nd is like, okay, cool, let's go into the final event of the day, finish it on a strong note, and go on to Sunday.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jeff. Thank you.
Thank you.